Greetings to you all! Of course, the adventures within Scarwall continue, but there is something strange afoot. A call, if you will, from beyond the plains. What will this mean? And if our heroes follow up, will it assist them in their current venture? Or will it just be another challenge to overcome? Join us today as the Crimson Queen continues once more. Hello everybody and welcome. I have unmuted the players. I remember to do that very quickly.
Why would you do that? I don't want to be heard. I like to be funny now. Fucked up.
Yes, we missed last week. A beachhead has been made into the castle of Scarwall.
Oh, it's a beach episode?
No,
Sure.
it's a beachhead.
Do we have to fight crabs?
No, but you all
no.
washing machine-sized crabs.
Three crabs.
No, but you do need to get in bathing suits.
It's alright, there's no druid here to get scammed by them.
As long as there's no Honda Civic-sized lobsters.
There is, and they spit lasers.
Oh,
No,
no.
there's lobster-sized Honda Civics.
Okay, that's weird.
They're very tiny. It's like, who's this for? This is very small.
You strap them to your feet like roller skates.
I think they would just squish. They're not that well built. They're Honda Civic.
I don't know, a gnome could stand on them, I'm sure.
I still think they'll squish. Doesn't take a lot of weight. It's a Honda Civic. It's not. It's like,
A pixie?
There you go, it's a car for pixies.
What is this, a car for pixies?
It's a car for pixies to roller skate on. Anyway, what the hell were we saying?
You were saying words.
You
Yeah,
said
maybe
something
the
about a call of dead or something like that?
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yes.
Call of Cthulhu?
Call of no.
Yeah,
Well,
Cthulhu.
it could happen,
The
but no,
switching
technically
game.
not.
He's in this game.
He is
Technically,
in this game.
He has a stat block.
We
He
should
does
kill
have
him.
that one.
That's not gonna happen.
He
I've
technically
seen
can't.
his stat block.
He technically can't die. He can only
Oh.
be driven back to awaken once more in the future.
Well,
And I
vote we
prank
get to
call
level 20,
Cthulhu.
and we wish Cthulhu into a sun.
I mean, he again would just come back because he's a super weird interdimensional being and
He
would
is
just
a
die in
god.
that sun. And
What
then
if
just
I
disappear.
What if I prank call him?
That's kind of messed up. You're wasting his day.
I think your brain would melt from listening to his voice or
He
something.
was a busy
You
man.
would be calling Cthulhu, though, so it's not not
Make
entirely
sure you call
proper.
collect at least.
But
The-
Is your refrigerator running?
your phone sprouts tentacles and stuff like that. And starts-
Ah, you have Prince Albert in a can, I see.
So yes, now, a bunch of rooms and the main entrance has been secured, basically, into the heart of Scarwall. But as our people are resting, we're getting into today's action, where I believe a certain cleric has this tuning fork on them, yes?
I do?
I have given you it. I mean, I will give you it. I don't think we've actually had the conversation yet.
We haven't had a conversation.
We got kind of busy with the corpse orgy monster, apparently.
Yeah, that was the thing that happened.
Everybody
Well, then.
loves a good corpse orgy.
Yeah, we got a little
That's
busy
fine,
with that.
though. So, Ivona, you currently have this tuning fork.
Yeah.
And the tuning fork, as you are resting, will begin to vibrate.
Oh, you should turn that off.
Sorry, I left my phone on vibrate, guys. It's really obnoxious. I've ruined our dinner party. Alright, I look at it with my magical eyes.
I mean, I don't think it's
It's
magical.
broken.
It's a tuning fork. No, it's
attuned to a plane.
it's attuned to a plane.
It's a magic item.
Okay,
Cost
so
me
it's
200 gold.
okay, so it's got some. It's still just as magical as it was, but it does seem to be reacting to something.
I will go to the cleric who probably understands these things more than I do.
You wake me
And
up.
I
'cause
will.
it's night?
I wake you up and I
What the hell?
put a tuning fork in your face and poke you with it.
There's a
Why is
tuning
this-
fork that's vibrating in your
Being-
face.
You know, you can do whatever you want in your room. I'm not gonna question it. But when you bring it to my room and poke me with it, then we're gonna have to have a serious
He
conversation.
wakes you up with a
Yeah,
vibrating
so I just
fork.
wake you up and I'm like, hey, this item's being weird.
Alright. What do you
Well,
want me to do about
you're
it?
a cleric. I think you maybe understand more about painter stuff.
I understand that it's a fork. Sorry, I was looking at my spell list. I
Pick it up,
use
big
detect
phone call.
magic. It's 'cause
It is
prepared.
magical.
Okay, it's a magical fork. What?
I'm aware of that. I paid for it.
What do you want me to do with
I
it?
don't know. It wasn't doing this before.
Did you? I'm sorry. Did you try turning it on and off again? I don't actually say that. Was the first thing that came to mind.
How about I hit you with this damn fork?
Oh shit! Oh, it was,
Forget about it.
have you done anything different?
No.
Do you know what it's attuned to?
The
assume.
Boneyard.
I think I'm probably mildly aware of that. I could also roll.
That's like one of the major ones that you
I
probably
have a
everyone's aware of.
12.
I feel like.
I have a 12 in religion and a 6 in planes.
You would know the Boneyard, like, definitely.
It's like the well, it's the gate. You go there and then you get judged and you get sent to the afterlife.
I gotta ask why you have a fork for this.
Oh, I was gonna go there at some point after this, but I feel like I don't know. It's being weird now, so maybe it wants to go now. I don't know how these
yes.
things really work. I don't have the spell for this.
I mean, if I finish resting, I can have the spell for it. But you have to wait for the morning.
I leave you the fork. If I
It's gonna be vibrating all night.
I'm gonna put it in a box.
You just
It
hear it
probably
vibrating in the
vibrates
box.
louder.
No, I put 2 pillows in the box, and I put the fork between the 2 pillows. And I
There's
close
some
the
muffled
box.
vibration noise in the box.
Then I go back to bed. I'll deal with that in the morning when I have a spell prepared.
You have some very weird dreams that seem to involve, like, involve, like, shaking a lot. You're not sure why.
Yeah. Can only wonder why you have these dreams.
I've had dreams that I'm vibrating.
It vibrates.
Twice.
Technically, do we need to get back?
Yeah. Alright.
Everybody else will have a wonderful
Hell yeah!
evening.
Pass my problems to someone else.
There also will be something strange about the dreams you'll have. Sorry.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's your problem.
Like, it's
now.
not something that you will understand until, like, the morning when you're, like, kind of waking up and you're remembering your dreams and you're like, it's like, you still will kind of, like, hear this, like, a little bit of a muffled vibrating noise and kind of, like, you'll probably, like, shake your head at first because you're like, yeah, that explains the weird vibrations in my brain, like, all night. But also you'll begin to think of, like, oh, God damn it, and you're, like, thinking about your dream and you're like, something comes to mind also. There's this strange figure that was everywhere in your dream, watching but not involved with them. A humanoid figure with, like, an animal skull for a head.
That's
That's
fine.
weird.
That's your other uncle.
I think after, because it takes me a bit to prepare my spells.
Yeah.
So, you don't see me until the regular time, but I think I'm immediately gonna go to Ivona with the fork. Be like, I think this fork is cursed.
It's still vibrating.
Well, it's doing weird things.
I had the worst dreams, and there was a skull mask man there. Or his head was a skull. I'm not quite sure.
Can you describe it a little better?
It was a man with an animal skull for a head.
Alright, so I know what that is.
Knowledge planes?
Oh, I
Hey,
think I
can
have
technically
planes.
roll that. Yeah, that tracks.
Mm-hmm. You aren't sure because the description is very vague, but there are types of psychopomp that are similar to that.
I think it was a Psycho Pump.
What's that?
Correct me if I'm wrong, that's one of
Didn't we kill
Erasmus,
one?
right?
Yes, the basic outsiders of the Boneyard.
Oh, the outsiders of the Boneyard.
I think you bought a cursed fork.
It was 200 gold.
200 cursed gold.
Well, we do need it to go there, so...
Have you talked to everybody else about this?
No, I don't know if they're awake yet.
Oh, well, they better be, because I've been friggin' praying for the last hour.
Are you two talking so loud?
Well, it's a big manor, to be fair.
Yeah, it is a big manor, so I don't know if you're all like
The
standing in
manor's
rooms
staffed
next
by
to each other.
weasels.
Yes, the giant weasels.
Mm-hmm.
They're
beautiful.
refrigerator-sized
What do you
weasels.
I just also imagine them with like monocles and top hats
Exactly.
too.
They're people.
I want to ride one.
I think you're too big.
you are their
Someone
size.
could reduce
will
you
not
and they
work.
could, like, carry you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I get that spell.
I mean, if you get bigger, then they can ride you.
I mean, if you're into that thing, you can go ahead and ride them, I guess.
They are just unseen servants shaped like weasels.
I don't think it would work very well.
Unseen weasels?
Unseen weasels.
What do you have against my weasel butlers?
Well, if they're unseen, how do we know that they look like weasels?
I think
No,
they
they just act like unseen servants.
They manifest within the manor.
I think it'd be funnier if they just were unseen.
you can't see them, but they're weasels, trust me.
Yeah, just trust me. they're weasels.
You feel something furry brush up against your leg.
Oh, I'd hate that. That would be like the worst thing.
Just like having a cat.
Except for it's an invisible cat. and
It'd be
it's
worse if it
huge.
brushed up against your nose.
It's normal cat behavior.
Yes.
It is, so they can
Yes,
spread
it
their
is.
scent on you.
What part of your body is brushing up against my nose?
You don't want to know. Anyway, so, yes. Are you going to go find everyone else then?
Yeah, I'll send some weasels to go wake people up.
You'll send some weasels.
It's making, like, weird, like, squeaky
Yeah,
noises.
they can't actually
Like-
talk.
Yeah, so...
They just
I guess Khandes, there's one of the weird semi-translucent weasel people in a top hat monocle that's very well dressed, making strange, squeaky weasel noises?
Can they?
Maybe you know what a weasel noise
No,
is?
they can't actually make sound. I don't believe they make sound.
I assume they beckon.
Yeah, they would like beckon.
I'm sure they would like poke you or something if you were sleeping.
Yeah, they kind of poke you
You guys
awake
should
and like
not
kind of like
be asleep.
beckon to you.
Hannes is a heavy sleeper.
Here's the thing. I don't need to prepare any spells or anything.
Right,
Here's the thing: if
because-
anyone deserves to be asleep, it's the two people who got bodied last session.
I mean, that was.
Hey, I had to
partly
work out.
me. But, like, it takes me an hour to prepare a spell. So there's, 6 hours of sleeping, 2 hours of, like, being in bed, and then an hour of prayer. If anybody else is not awake by the time I'm done preparing spells, you should check on them.
They're
because
just
they might be
little-
dead.
Or they're just sleeping in.
Sleeping in when we have a horrible death adventure.
they
ahead of us?
had a rough day yesterday.
I did
Hey,
too.
we had
and
to
I'm
fight
awake.
a corpse orgy.
They had to
I
witness
fought
the
it
thing on a
too.
corpse orgy.
It screamed at me twice, and it was very painful.
It screamed at me too.
It
Yeah,
screamed
I
at me,
think
and my ears bled.
I think you got less screamed at than I did.
I was able to resist it more.
We did make the saves.
Yeah, you made the saves, but that's not a mechanic I can say in character.
Okay, so it's the weasel will like kind of like knock, let itself in, and then like wake you while making the like motions with its face that look like it's giving a silent scream of like.
Oh no.
Oh, so cursed. Sorry, I sent you the.
But it's like
defective
it's a
one, I
weasel
guess.
mouth, so it's like all the fangs and stuff in there and teeth.
Oh, man, I thought my dreams are bad. You're awake nightmare.
I'm sucking note of the weasel.
You might want something. You're not 100% sure. It might want something with you.
What do you want?
It's gonna kind of like do this.
You cannot eat me.
It's so hard to prep spells of second.
It's like gonna adjust its top hat, and then kind of go like this as it's going to like walk backwards without looking, and to start walking towards the door.
This motion is kind of weird because it looks like you're shuffling stuff in your face.
Do you need extra endurance, Ivona, the player?
Oh, what the fuck? I mean,
If it was going like this.
I have 14
I
con.
get
I
it.
think I'm okay.
Well, I mean, I can prepare.
It's got
very well.
weaselly hands. It's not as good. It doesn't have like fingers the same
Yeah, sure.
way
If
we
you want
do.
to, actually, I don't think I can use it because I have.
It's
a
got
con
weasel hands.
Do you have
It's
a
doing the best it
weasel
build. Oh, I
can.
don't have a con build.
It's doing the best it can.
Or you
Thank
can do
you.
one hand like this.
Yeah, if you want to prep it, go for it. I'm prepping
Yeah,
the cat
because I feel like old person is not gonna come up when we're on another plane.
I guess I'll follow creepy weasel dude.
He's a beautiful boy trying his best.
He's just gonna walk backwards to where you need to go without seemingly looking.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Get 2 fireballs. Why not?
Ada! Similarly, you will be waken up by, like, a teethy grin and, like, beckoning. But I guess, like, the teethy grin, you know, you have that anyway.
Yeah, it's like,
So it's like,
oh, breakfast, okay.
alright. So you can all be assembled, probably in the,
I leave the
dining
fork
area.
on the table.
It's still vibrating.
So, like, in the middle of the dining room table, you hear
I think your spell needs some work.
Oh, you're awake? No, good.
Don't you have to strike tuning forks before they vibrate?
Well, this one's magical.
It like hits a glass nearby, and like because it's that chinging like vibrating noise because it's like moving around while vibrating.
I meant more your weasels.
They're fine. They're just a little, basic.
As soon as you're in the,
you eat me.
as soon as it enters the room, it stops the motion and kind of like turns like on a perfect like axis, like just spins its body and starts moving over to start serving food.
Your weasels are really weird.
I want to pick up the tuning fork and hand it to the weasel.
It won't take it.
Well, be careful with that. We need that.
It'd be just funny just to see the.
It's very vibrating.
We're going to the Boneyard, so we're gonna need that.
Why would anyone put bones in yard?
Just, I think about just looks at you with a blank expression, like blinks
yeah, like-
twice.
Part of me's like, even I know what that is. I give Khandes a look of like, even I know what that is.
I give a wry smile.
Anyways, we're going to the Boneyard today. There's some things I need to take care of.
Dead things?
Yes. Well, also, do you remember when we were back at that village and I disappeared for the day?
Vaguely. I think we were all doing things, so it
Well,
wasn't that suspicious.
I went up to that mountain again to do some thinking. And I was visited by either a vision or a hallucination, whichever one you pick your fancy.
Was it a skullhead man?
No, I think it was for Aasimar.
Well, good for you, I guess.
So I intend to go there and see what that is. See, more. I have other business there, but I want to know why she is looking at me. Because she told me
Maybe
to
you
stop.
her type.
She told me to stop.
I was about to say. It's like, well, it seems like
I
you have a
doubt
god on
that.
speed dial. I say, like,
I don't know.
No,
my
that's-
goddess says two
that's,
wives or something.
Your goddess does have those. She seemed concerned that I was doing stupid things to try and die, which is untrue.
Well, smart things would be successful.
You are full of wisdom today. I like that. But I don't know why this is vibrating like this. This started last night.
Yeah, it also gives nightmares.
Sorry you had to deal with that, but at least I didn't.
You're welcome, I guess. We're gonna buy a lead box, and we're gonna put all our cursed items in the lead box.
I don't believe we have any cursed items.
So what do we do with fork?
I don't know,
It's a spell
that-
component.
that greatsword we got off the orc seems kind of cursed to me.
Well, there's one
I mean,
item.
this one. Poke, 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 poke.
Lead box. I can put a greatsword in it.
A great sword
And
size with
probably
lead
the
box.
necklace of worm skulls.
That one's fine.
I mean, if the box can fit a greatsword, it can fit an evil tuning fork and an evil necklace.
Sorry, you need a box per item.
No.
No, the box is only designed specifically
I
just
mean,
to fit the
yeah,
great
yeah.
sword.
Oh, now I'm remembering something dumb that happened.
No extra
Fantasy.
space at all.
What is this dumb thing you have?
I had a cursed greatsword in one of Tantus' games. It was the modern day game, and when I got on a tune from it, someone just put it in a cardboard box and shoved it in the corner.
I forgot. They got rid of
Yes, of course, as you do with cursed items. Put them in
I
the
mean,
cardboard.
you found like
In the
you
closet.
found a room full of cursed things that you're like,
No.
huh, these are very cursed, and then you're like, let's take them
they
with
were,
us.
How they're powerful. We're evil. Of course we're gonna do. We're dumbasses. Of course we're gonna do that.
It
You
was
have to make
hilarious.
cursed items strong, otherwise no one will want
We're
to
all
use them.
stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
if the cursed item didn't give you much, would it be worth it?
Yeah.
No.
Here's a +3 cursed greatsword of human bane, but it also hurts you when you hit non-humans with it.
Here's a +1 ring that makes your eyes sparkle, but they
It's,
also fall out.
Actually,
Oh, no!
it's actually a +3 human Bane weapon, but when you use it, you have to speak like Bane.
No!
Back to the game. Yes, it's a spell component for plane shift. I don't know that spell, but our good friend Zardris does.
I know a lot of spells, technically.
No, we go to Land of Dead.
Yes.
Is that allowed?
I mean, I'm gonna do it, so yeah.
Ivona shrugs.
I mean,
Is being here allowed? I mean, we've broken a lot of rules already.
well, yes, but I mean, we're not dead. Land of Dead for souls, isn't it?
We
Oh, you
have
can-
souls.
Yeah,
I like my soul where it is.
that'll probably be fine.
I mean, I got like a son, grandfather, uncle or something, so I think I'm safe.
A son, grandfather, something.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
grandfather's
like an
uncle
or
something.
grandfather. It's some kind of weird relation, and they're like the son. Not literally the son, but they're like a son, as in they're like really hot, and not in the sexy way. A hot is in like on fire.
They sound unpleasant to be near.
He was fine.
Was his name Mr. Heatmiser?
No, I don't remember what it was. I'd have to check my notes, which I don't think I have on this sheet.
Okay, so I guess we go.
If no one has any objections.
Sure.
It's not like Scarwall's going anywhere.
It's true.
No,
If it
we
does
go somewhere.
That's the least of our worries.
Alright. So, you will
Loop.
cast the spell. You kind of hold hands and link them in a circle, and cast the spell in order to move yourself to a different place.
I'm
It-
500 miles from your intended destination.
Oh, we have a
What?
5D
Yeah.
100.
Yes, please roll me a 5d100.
It does. To be fair, it only takes us to the outer, the highest ledge of the plane, I think, which I think is the dead roads for the Boneyard.
I'm surprised
Dead
I
runs
rolled a
are-
5 and a 3.
So, the, as you kind of have, like, the tuning fork, it will kind of float into the center of the area of your circle, and kind of, like, continue to, like, vibrate rapidly, and then kind of, like, begin to, like, spin around as the, like, this energy will kind of, like, kind of swirling, bluish energy will kind of start to, like, kind of coalesce around all of you, as the area outside, like, kind of like you're beginning to be encircled by this energy that's floating out around you and kind of surrounding you, as your view of the outside world disappears in this kind of, like, hemisphere of energy. And then it'll kind of, like, cover the floor even, too, so, and all of you will begin to feel like you're floating up, as it just takes, like, you know, the spell itself does not take long, but the feel of travel, maybe it's only seconds, but you can feel yourself kind of jerk all of a sudden. And with just as sudden of a jerk, the floating sensation will end, dropping you back down to the ground, as the fork will then kind of, like, stop in place suddenly, and then drop with a clanging noise into what seems like bones. As you will all land on just what a floor of what looks to be bones.
This place is unpleasant, and so
Just
is
like-
that spell.
Well, this is fine.
I
I've
poked myself.
I've landed on worse things.
I'll poke Khandes with the fork.
The fork is no longer vibrating, now you know. It seems to have
Thank
returned to a normal tooting fork.
Pick up someone. I
I
pick up a
appear to
bone.
still beaten body.
What do you want to pick up? There,
I
it
don't
seems
know.
to
Pick
be
up the skull.
skeletal remains of
You gonna put this one on your head too?
constant, like, massive amounts of creatures. Like, some seem humanoid, others different. It all seems to be like a mixture and pile of all kinds of bones from all kinds of creatures, and none of them seem particularly assembled. And
Last poor Yorick, I knew him well.
the entire place feels like it's a little bit of an odd footing, too. There is something strange where you're at, too. You're getting a sight of it, and there's this kind of, this grayish mist, which kind of, like, obscures things about, like, a small distance away. You see, poking out from these piles of bones are these kind of, like, blackened trees, where they kind of squire out into, like, you know, branches with no leaves upon them. There's also this, like, heaviness to the air here, too. It feels as though when you breathe, it just feels like there is no air to breathe, but you are still breathing. It's just like, it literally is like heavy air you're kind of breathing.
At least it's not heavy water.
Yeah, you don't want to breathe that in.
It's probably a bad idea in general. Breathing water in general.
Unless you have water breathing.
True.
I mean,
It's a
I
spell.
still wouldn't want to breathe heavy water if I had water breathing. Anyway, So we're here. Where to now? Do you have a
I kind of look around with my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think you were looking around with your thumb.
Everything is magical within the Boneyard.
Makes sense.
It is a
Anything-
strange kind of like essence of this kind of magical essence that just seems to kind of float and swirl, and you can definitely see the mist itself seems to be made of magic. Like the entire thing glows in a way.
Anything invisible?
No.
Everything here's magical. Bona will pick up a skull. Look at it.
Does
Well, you
it
could
go
ask one
away?
of the many skulls.
So, what do we intend to do here?
I looked
There's some business I need to deal with. That was interrupted.
So we're here for a dead person.
Yes.
We need
What do you mean
carried
interrupted?
back?
When we did our little weird spirit vision, and I had that dust blown in my face,
Yes.
I was speaking to my husband, and then it was interrupted by my father, who was somehow contacted instead.
Huh.
Are they both dead?
No, he's a vampire. He's very much still a living undead.
Ah,
Still partially dead.
Aren't we all? Really? When you
I
think
hope
about
not.
it.
I think I'm pretty lively.
Anyways, it's selfish, but I need to speak with him. And I also... Well, I'm pretty sure Phrasma or one of her children spoke to me and told me to seek out Tropus. I think that's the name of her daughter, who's the weird bird psychopath that I was told to look for.
Yes.
does it look like there's any roads here? Or is it just a bunch of skulls?
Currently, as
Yeah.
all as you can see, it's a bunch of skulls. You see no signs of anything that scream like a direction. Just
I'm
as a
gonna
quick
pick up
look
a
around.
skull and sarcastically ask it what direction to go.
I was gonna say, I'm glad the skulls aren't screaming what direction to go.
So,
Uh-oh.
as you kind of lift
Yeah,
it
there
up,
we go.
nothing seems to happen. But, Joe, you will see something. You will see, like, kind of raising up with the skull is this kind of, like... It's a figure, sort of. It's very... What's the best way to describe it? It's like, even for what you can see, kind of weirdly spectral, partially there, barely there.
Incorporeal.
Incorporeal.
Like, incorporeal, but, like, in a way, like, very
But very
different from
faint.
the... Faint, yes, that's the word I was looking for, thank you.
There's some kind of faint ghost thing attached to skull.
I lift the skull up higher.
The thing just is now kind of standing there in front of Zardris. Kind of like swaying, maybe twitching a couple of times.
It's twitching.
Chippy.
I drop the skull.
Does it just sink back in?
It just kind of sinks back into the pile.
Bye, ghost man.
That was unproductive. Any other ideas?
You could just pick a direction.
I guess. We could use
Give me
one of those
perception
trees.
checks.
I'm great at perception. Hold on. You ready? There it is. That's actually a pretty good roll for me.
That's a
Good
51.
God.
I only rolled a 12.
Zardris, you will hear a strange noise that sounds like
DC 50 noise.
the moving of like clacking bones almost, and kind of like movement that sounds like because you have so good hearing, like it sounds like clacking bones and something like a hawk sweeping down.
I'll point in the direction of the sounds and be like, well, I hear something over that direction.
As
And
emerging
I'll
from
pull
the
out my
fog,
sword.
kind of moving out, and then kind of just landing down in one of the trees, is this thing.
Well, that's a thing.
That's a thing.
It's a
It's a
mysterious
mysterious note.
Yes.
It's a mysterious note.
As it kind of will land kind of gracefully. It is large. It's 8 foot tall.
Yeah, it's only 2 feet taller than I am.
Yeah. Its face is like an ivory mask that's carved to look like a carrion bird. And it's currently carrying a massive scythe in its hands, which it kind of rests upon its shoulders with one of its hands. I just kind of look over. It just seems to be kind of staring at you currently.
I wave.
You think it's gonna try and kill us because we're not supposed to be here?
You can give me a knowledge planes check on it.
I mean,
It's
I
possible.
technically can roll that.
I have no idea.
25. That's kind of a bad roll for me.
25 is enough to identify what it is. It is a Vanith, a type of psychopath,
Hmm.
and they are guardians of the Boneyard. They're also known as Reapers, Angels of Death.
Makes sense.
So
I'm kind of one of those things.
they are one of technically probably the lesser of the Reaper types. One of the there are more than just them, but they're probably the
I'm just
core.
looking over at you, Ivona, and Zardris, like,
Well, I don't know
What
what
we
it
do.
is.
Oh, it's a psychopath. It's a guardian of some kind.
The guardian that will try and murder us if we get closer?
I don't think so.
can they speak?
Probably.
Well, why don't we head towards it then?
Hello?
I will give it a greeting in Celestial.
To speak celestial.
I have to check his languages. That's what I'm
I would assume celestial.
I mean, I said hello in common.
Yeah, I figured. That's why I said I specified Celestial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Considering I only speak common and Shanti.
I speak a lot of.
Oh, you don't speak this many languages?
So
Oh, jeez.
it will speak out
Into
in
10.
response to you in a way that is strange because it sounds like 3 different voices.
Nice.
One which sounds like a man, another sounds like a woman, and one that sounds like a child.
Ooh,
Overcome
lovely.
with like the screechy noise of a bird, and it will seem to echo from it, but like not like from around the creature rather than from directly from it. Why are you here?
What language is it speaking in?
It's responding Celestial to you.
Okay.
Alright. I don't know if I want to speak Celestial.
I do. It's on
But
the
I'm gonna
list
ask
on
you.
there. In celestial, I will reply. I was told to seek out Atropos.
It'll kind of cock its head. Interesting. If you have been sent for, you may remain. But be warned. Do not transgress. You will be watched.
Understood.
You want to paint us a road there?
Again, it'll cock its head to the other direction. Do you require a road?
Just a direction.
A map would do fine. Oh wait, I don't know Celestial. Never mind.
I'm just looking like, what's going on?
It's saying that we can't trespass, but like we're welcome or something.
Well, transgress.
Yeah. The same thing.
Not really.
A vague map would be helpful. A finger in the right direction.
It'll kind of cock its head for a moment. Then it'll kind of like jump up and kind of fly down to the ground, like in front of the tree that it kind of was perched upon. And it'll pull its like scythe out, and it will turn back from you and swing it into the mists, as the mists will kind of part behind it, revealing a passageway through them. The dead roads will take you where you need to go. They may not take you your entire way. As a guest in travel, that is all I may do.
Well,
The cock his head again, that kind of like, he keeps cocking his head in this kind of like weird way, because it looks like he moves his head, and the mask moves like deeper than his head would, you know? Like it cocks almost like a bird, and it's almost like the mask is kind of like floating and moving like a little separate from him.
Shall we
Well-
continue onward then?
Yep, let's go down this creepy mist path.
We've dealt with worse.
I don't know about that.
We've dealt with a corpse orgy.
Yeah, but it's
Anyone
not
else?
the death plane.
Anyone else feel completely out of their depth?
No, I feel
I'm-
perfectly fine here.
I feel
Yes.
mildly in depth. Like maybe up to the waist or
We're tourists today, so just be careful.
So, he will fly up and disappear from sight. Though again, with your very good perception, you are vastly aware that there are, at very least, one of these things accompanying you at any time. Out of sight.
I will politely and quietly inform the party that it's probably gonna follow us like the whole way.
Understandable, we're guests. I wouldn't let someone I don't know roam around my house.
Yeah.
So-
no
You kill
supervision.
them though.
The path he leads you on will no longer be one in bones, necessarily.
Oh, is
It's
it
like
concrete
So-
bones?
No.
Bonecrete.
Follow the
Basically-
yellow bone road.
I will tell you, and this is very hard to kind of like, you will have to figure out how it is for yourself. Each of you will view this with what you believe is a road.
Oh.
It will appear differently to each of you, but it will be a road that's about 15 to 20 feet across, with no signs, and basically, it will appear in your minds. However, the most, like, if you think a cobbled road is the most road thing, if you think a dirt road is the most thing,
that's
that
where
is
my
how it
brain was
appears.
going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it will
I'd
seem
probably-
like that.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I feel like my character would think of like a hunting trail.
So probably like a dirt kind of rough path, where like
Yeah, like
you know, certainly speaking, the way you would travel on it like you're walking on like a very rough dirt road, which is kind of like a little odd when next to someone that's walking like perfectly fine, like it's like a cobble street or
I
something.
think it would, for Ivona, it would be the only road she's ever known, the roads of old Korvosa.
They're probably like not, they're cobbled
Cobbled
streets,
and
they're
dirt.
cobbled, kind of dirty. Yeah.
Mine's probably a sandy path.
Yeah. The road will wind for an unknown amount of time. The fact is, the mist surrounds you and kind of gives you this road, but certainly also it like kind of swirls in front of you, and kind of like blocks vision. So it's sort of like the road reveals itself to you as you move, almost. Which is kind of also creepy too, because it's like until you're like 15 feet away, you don't know where you're walking next, kind of thing like that. I will say like 30 feet away, 20, 30 feet. So it's kind of like, it just kind of unfurls, the mist kind of lightens, and you kind of see where you're going more.
I poke the mist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you should touch that.
Definitely don't eat it.
How would one eat mist?
You walk for about maybe 30 minutes on this road, when kind of piercing through the mist will be a kind of yellowish-orange light up ahead.
You know, I was gonna make a joke earlier about betting on some kind of creepy cabin at the end of this road, but
Interesting. And Ivona just walks forward.
Mm-hmm. The road will keep going, but emerging from the mist on one side seems like a quaint building. It looks like a roadside inn.
That's close enough to a cabin, I guess.
A wooden building, couple floors. It's got a sign out that's got like, it looks like a picture of a glass of some, or like a mug of some kind of drink.
You dead get thirsty?
Well, they're souls, so I'd assume they have some of the needs of a living body.
I would think they have none because they don't
Perhaps
have a
it's
living body.
more of a comfort thing for those traveling these roads who passed.
You know,
Ivona, can you give me a knowledge blank? Sorry, for you.
Knowledge planes?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Nice.
You would know that the dead roads, which you're on now, are only employed by psychopaths.
Mm-hmm.
If a soul would enter into the river of souls, basically, and would be kind of... So this is like, it's a path in the land of the dead, but it is one specifically normally for psychopaths to use, or similar beings. So it's sort of like, this kind of place, it would be probably more for outsiders, or travelers on the road.
I'm sort of an outsider.
We're outsiders here.
Yeah.
Ivona will explain that in better words than I can.
You would know, though, with that check especially, those that walk the dead roads should stop by in the way stations.
Should or shouldn't?
Should.
I'll gesture to the door. Who would like to, perhaps a rest?
I mean, I was worried about stopping, but I guess if you insist. I will enter the cabin in the mist.
Again, with the 37, you would know normally you've been granted permission, but when you reach one of these, you must basically confirm your permission each time.
Checkpoint.
So, yeah, I'm a little unsure about what happens after death. I know about our clan's rituals, but I haven't thought much beyond that.
Well, you go to the River of Souls to be judged. Then you're sent wherever you're best deemed. It's my understanding, at least.
I will most likely be taken.
So
by
are we
some-
on that road?
No, this one is for psychopaths and visitors, I believe.
Okay.
How is one judged?
By the... Oh god, what is her title? Is it just the Lady of Death?
The judge.
You mean for Asma?
Yeah, is it just her title?
Lady of Graves. Or
So
Lady of
by the-
Mysteries, Mother of Souls, the Grey Lady.
By the Lady of Graves, I believe.
I meant more what these criteria.
I will not privy to that.
I would assume how you lived your life. Were you good? Evil? None of the above?
We worshipped, I know that much.
Your actions, the things you've done, the people you've killed. The usual. What people judge you for in the real world.
are some not so nice gods that may want some people of the notoriety variant.
No, there are evil gods.
Indeed.
Perhaps if you're unlucky enough, your soul will just be sent to the abyss to be eaten.
That's not nice.
So what's the inside of this inn look like?
The inside of the inn is strangely busy.
Is it bigger
With-
on the inside?
No, it is not. But it is a pretty decent-sized music building. There are probably a dozen various beings here, which I'll just give Ivona. You probably identify a couple of them as different types of psychopath.
Makes sense.
That seems to be...
I mean, I feel like that can just be assumed based on the understanding of what the inn is.
They seem to be kind of milling about, and most of them are like a mixture of things that are kind of humanoid and kind of not. There's like a table that is surrounded by a group of skeletons that are festively dressed, carrying that have these flowers they're kind of carrying, kind of sitting around.
You know, if I knew we were going to a place with a bunch of
I'll be right
skullhead
back.
people, I would have got a skull mask. It would fit in.
They seem to be hanging around a strange four-winged bird in a mask.
See? I don't have 4 wings though.
Interesting.
So what do we need to do here?
Like a
There
barkeep.
does seem to be there's like a bar and a barkeep behind.
I will go to the barkeep.
The
I don't
barkeep
want to drink anything from this place.
is a kind of robust man in a very fine outfit with gloves on his hands so you can't really see anything, kind of with a very wide-brimmed hat, wearing a very festive mask that seems to be made of ivory over his face, with you cannot see into the eyes, but the mask itself is decorated like a skull.
See? I used a skull mask apparently.
Does this guy look like a psychopomp or a human?
So I think he was humanoid.
Humanoid,
Okay.
Like they're like fancily dressed.
yes.
I approached the man.
Welcome. Take a seat, travelers. Perhaps a drink.
It couldn't hurt, I suppose.
He'll kind of like reach behind him and grab one of the many bottles there and kind of pull up some glasses, kind of put them down and kind of pour a little bit in each of them.
I'll pass on the drink, but I'm curious where I could get a mask like yours.
Oh, well, that's a little difficult. So kind of pull up his hat and remove his mask, and there's just nothing there.
Nice.
Oh,
Hell
And he'll kind
yeah.
of put it back on and put his hat back on. You know, his wide-brimmed hat.
well,
It's
that's
hard
a
to
trick.
give away something that is part of you.
Well, I wouldn't want yours. Something like it.
Well, I'm sure there are great artists where you are coming from. It is rare that not only we get the living upon our roads, but especially ones that seem to have been called for.
Yes.
Travels fast.
Is he speaking in common? Or celestial?
He is speaking,
In all the languages.
and you understand it.
Okay.
He is using true speech.
Yes, I know not why I've been called here, but I intend to find out.
It's a cursed tuning for.
It was not cursed.
It's cursed to me.
I'm just a
Gave you one bad night's sleep, therefore it's cursed.
That's what cursed things do. They screw with you.
May I see it?
I'll place. I think Zardris still has it,
I
actually.
have it. Yeah, I take it out because I need it for the friggin' spell.
Well, I actually have a second one for the material plane, so we can actually get back.
Oh, that's right. We would
Yeah.
have
That's a
used
good
this.
I bought 2.
Right. I guess I handed it back, realizing, oh, right, I don't need this one anymore.
I placed it on the bar.
He'll pick it up, kind of tink it on the bar for a second, kind of look at it. Interesting. Does not appear to be cursed.
Well,
Perhaps you're just unlucky.
What was it doing?
I was
wouldn't stop vibrating, and it gave me bad dreams.
Ah. I see. So it is more than just a simple coincidence. Perhaps it is something more of a sign to you. As was kind of wave his hand over it, and the tuning fork will be gone, and now a hourglass will be there. And he'll kind of place the hourglass down. It seems to be in the midst of counting down.
Well, I have a 200 gold hourglass.
I would wait for a little bit. You may wander the roads for a time, but I'm sure Arzak might be not too friendly with you hanging along too long.
Who's that?
You give me a
Is that the one we
knowledge
met?
religion on that one.
Oh, hey, I'm a lot better at this.
38.
I rolled an 8.
Barzak is a lesser deity. That is a psychopomp deity. That is the guardian of the dead, roads of the dead.
Yes, you may not want to upset that one.
Alright.
So
It's a
we need
deity.
to wait here for a while? Or...
He's gonna usher to the hourglass that's still ticking down. Your escort
Got it.
should arrive. Enjoy your drink. I don't know if we have anything that would work with any other appetites that you have. It is rare that we get mortal travelers. I could always see if there's something in the back.
If I knew we weren't going to have anything to eat or drink, I would have prepared a different spell.
I have some rations still.
I also have rations.
I'm sure I have rations, but I just don't track them.
I'm fine, thank you.
You have no need to fear the things that we have to offer. There's no connections to them.
I do have 5 rations.
You are not in a place that would trick you to stay.
Well, if any of you are hungry, now's the time to ask.
I'm going to pass. We just had breakfast.
The drinks are for you, then. If you need me, I must go back to my room.
Thank you. I'm gonna sniff my drink.
I
Should we find a
drink mine
booth?
immediately.
The drink smells like some kind of maybe wine. Did you say drink it, Ivona?
I drink mine immediately.
It is a very strange and very deep wine
Ooh,
of some kind.
tasty.
I will sip on mine.
It is also a red wine, may I note.
I
I'll
will
drink
not
mine
drink
too.
mine.
What's not to trust about a
As
bar in the
someone-
middle of a misty death road
As
Guy
someone,
who has no
as someone
body.
who has,
where a guy who has no face talks to you?
No head.
as someone who has bitten out the throats of a lot of people, does this taste like blood in any way?
Hey, same. Samesies.
Yes and no. There is something to it that's a little unusual, but it's not like
Coppery.
blood unusual.
Mmm, tastes the metal.
We love the taste of metal here.
I might actually enjoy
Is it
it.
heavy metal?
It better not be.
Yeah, I don't think my character would actually care if it was, because, like I said, my main attack is a bite.
You just bite everyone you meet.
Imagine.
I mean, I'm
no.
sure I get blood in my mouth when fighting.
Yeah, Ivona never
Just from
consumes blood,
splatter.
especially not to learn spells from.
You should get a mask. That'll keep the blood out of your mouth.
Eh,
We have several of theirs. They're plague doctor masks. You just wear that.
I have worn it.
My Mine's
Actually, it
not
might fit
magical,
in
it's
here.
just nice.
Might be cultural appropriation.
It might fit in here.
I might. I'll go find a place to sit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming they
So,
have booths.
circular tables, and plenty. There's like maybe half of them are taken up, others are not. It does seem to be there is a certain amount of in and outs. Like the beings who kind of be here for a little bit before kind of taking their part and leaving.
They're on their break.
Their break from.
They seem to, but every time they leave, they seem to head up to the barkeep and seem to hold out something to the barkeep, and the barkeep will wave his hand over it, and then they'll kind of like give it like a little bow and leave.
Well, this is a pleasant experience so far.
I mean, I can think of worse experiences.
Like Scarwall.
Exactly.
Don't say I don't ever take you to anywhere nice.
I wouldn't put this in nice. I know of nicer places.
Honestly, the odd culture kind of viewing an odd culture for the first time kind of reminds me of the first time I went to Korvosa.
And my only experience with another culture is having smoke blown in my face so I could talk to my dead husband.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I'm glad I didn't.
As you're kind of sitting here, you will be interrupted as a kind of large draconic head will kind of come in through the door and start speaking.
Your Uber's here, good.
What is it speaking? What language?
Draconic.
Hey, I
I
speak
don't
that.
speak that.
I do.
Neither do
Yeah.
I.
I'm a wizard, I get that for free.
Hell yeah.
I'm a dragon. I get that for free.
Is Eliana here? I wish to could speak with her. The barkeep will kind of like throw down something and kind of like move out from behind the bar. Paragraph, I have told you! Knock on the door. Do not put your head into my establishment. Or transform yourself into a smaller form.
Don't form shame that giant head.
This is some
Don't
drama.
head shame that giant form.
He'll head outside for a few moments and seem to converse with the owner of said head outside.
So is it like a
Owner of the
floating
head.
head, or is it a head connected to a neck?
It is a
that's
head
much
connected
more-
to a neck.
Is it all
Okay.
bone?
No. An Arcana check might be able to identify one.
Alright,
You know,
hold
I
on.
have
I'm
that.
on it.
I help Ivona.
There you go.
Hang on, because I have a very. I help.
Well, I
you.
rolled a
That's it.
2.
Okay, so Ivona, you can recognize that was the head of a crypt dragon.
Ah,
A
That is a
planar
crypt-
dragons native to the Boneyard.
there's a
Plain dragon.
crypt dragon. It's native here.
That sounds awesome and terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Awesomely terrible? Or terribly awesome?
You would identify that was probably at least an adult, if not older.
Ah, they're legal to drink then.
Yes. After a short conversation, apparently, a kind of rough-looking human man in, like, very, like, simple but nice-looking clothes will kind of, like, walk in after the barkeep and kind of sit at one of the tables with kind of, like, this, like, kind of, like, just slam himself down in one of the chairs and kind of, like, give, like ired looks to everybody around there.
He seems nice.
Yeah, maybe you should ask him for a drink.
Oh, no thank you. I'm not into dragons.
You're not, but they're like big and powerful and stuff.
What about dungeons?
I don't particularly enjoy those either. You keep taking me to them.
Yeah, I don't like the current dungeon we're trying to deal with. It's pretty awful.
Well, just remember that this dragon likes you.
You know, sometimes I forget that you're part dragon. I don't know why.
it's just
Wow.
it's just like looks at you, just like it's just.
I think scales give it away.
No, it's
No,
it's
there's-
the wings.
There's no possible discernible feature to figure this out.
The man will kind of get up and saunter over to your table. It's like, you enjoy talking about others here, I see. He'll say this in, probably, I'm saying in common. I assume you're talking common, so we're fine.
Yeah, because we're talking with each other.
Yeah.
I was mostly teasing my friends.
Unusual to see mortals in this kind of area.
Yeah, we're on vacation.
Yes, it's lovely this time of year.
From what area of Galarian do you come from?
The horrible dungeon.
Varisia.
Easy, you don't say. He's gonna kind of grab a chair from a table that like has some people around it, like some
Oh my.
psychophants, to kind of
Oh, yeah,
pull
please
it up,
sit
kind
down.
of reversed and kind of sit down. So he's got the chair backwards. He's kind of sitting in it, like
he's
kind of
Captain
looking-
America-ing it.
He's
Or-
Captain
or
America.
this weird
I heard-
Commander Riker.
bloodline.
Yeah, he's yeah.
Or
Does he
just
do a
or
Riker
just frat
maneuver?
bro.
Have you heard any rumors about Lich Tarbathon?
Which one?
I didn't actually hear what you said, Candace.
The Lich Tarbathon.
Is that the fucking Whisper Man?
Yes.
Oh,
Have we heard
do I
anything
know
about
that?
him?
What check is that?
I feel like as a necromancer, I know who that is.
Is it
Yes.
history?
It would be
I-
history. Would be
Have I
it would be
heard
history.
anything?
To hear of his existence would not be
I
very high
mean,
PC.
I'm gonna click this button. No,
All
I
right,
have no
you-
idea who that is.
You do.
I mean, I have a 23 history. I think I know
Yeah,
who he
you
is.
don't have to roll. You have heard of
You rolled so
Tarbathon.
bad.
Probably
Oh, no, that
from
was
from
really
your
good.
people, Khandes. From your people, Khandes, you're sort of like, the great thing that caused great destruction and death in this area. You've heard about him. Your ancestors scream his name as a curse or something, as most do in this region.
My ancestors use that name as curse.
I don't
Neat.
get out much. I'm more of a temple girl.
Kind of surprising you don't know who that is.
Listen, I've lived like half my life in a temple.
Well, shame. I'm investigating something in relation to what I was asked to.
Dragon related?
No, my lady, she has asked that and requested that I look into some things. Seems as though some mortals seek to unleash the monster back upon the world and, make sure things are kept in line. An easy thing
Sounds
to
like
kill
a
someone.
terrible adventure.
Probably humans doing it.
I can only investigate so much. I am only a single great dragon in the service of Our Lady.
Is this the plot of Carrion Crown?
Yes.
It is. Yeah.
It
That's why
It
I
is technically the
joke
part of
about
Carrion
Right.
Crown, and
terrible adventure.
this guy was
That's
not
why-
involved with it, but is involved with trying to maintain and
Perhaps-
kind of watch after Tarbathon.
Perhaps this guy should seek out some kind
mean-
of fox person who likes
Yeah.
to eat
Yes.
corpses.
It was Lightning's comment which made me think it was Carrion Crown.
That was a little meta on my part. I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
I'm afraid
I
we
know.
haven't heard any rumors of him. We're on a
dealing
different
with-
adventure
We're
path.
dealing with a different undead abomination.
Basically, long story short of this entire thing is he was looking into things. Things happened that freed the Whispering Tyrant outside of his purview because he is only one dragon, be it all planar
One
dragon.
guy.
And if you get into current day Galarian, he is trying to actually weaken the Whispering Tyrant when he gets free.
Spring Tire stuck on some fucking island.
Sounds
Into
like a
the
good plan.
Yeah, after he got beat up in his adventure
He
path, where he
got
gets
bodied and he just got exiled to some island.
I mean, he's still like a level
Sounds like a
like
bad
25 necromancer lich that's, not nigh divine. So
sure
he's
someone
still-
will kill him eventually.
that might be a story for another day. That's another
Wish him
mythic
into the
story,
sun.
it sounds like.
Another wish him into the sun.
Well, let's stop what we're doing and go to that
No,
quest
please,
instead.
no.
God, I'd rather.
It's a very
I'd
bad
rather
quest.
die.
I
It is a
know.
very
Let's
bad
just
quest.
end our own
That's
lives
the
here in
joke.
this.
Let's
Anyway.
do both.
Kill
do both.
myself.
He's gonna hang out with you for a while.
That
Oh,
seems like
boy.
pretty chill.
He's gonna like chat you up about your life in there. He's like, I should go visit that on time. And he's like, and when he says stuff like that, he's like, I must remember not to be a dragon at the time. People scream at dragons, and he'll laugh and like drink down the wine and ask for another one.
Yeah, and I'll be like, yeah, I know, right? It's very unrealistic.
You're a small dragon.
I like you, tiny dragon.
Aren't there people?
Very rude.
So give you like a deep pat on the back, Here, more drinks for me and my tiny dragon friend.
You can become a dragon of Ivona. I've seen it. It's very impressive.
Done it once or twice.
At least once that I've seen.
And you know of our greatness.
Just
It was-
making
I know
this
many of my-
awful for the
my-
rest of the party.
My
This
my
is great.
distant cousins and relatives are not as benevolent and wonderful as beings such as myself, which help master and look after the dead. Our service to the great lady ensures the peace of the Boneyard. Yes, the psychopaths will say it is they who are doing it, but my people are the ones that do these things.
I can't
Yeah,
help
look at
but feel
our
like we're
little
getting
hourglass.
looks from,
How's the hourglass
from the
looking?
rest of the side. I can't help but feel like we're
It
getting a
is
bunch
in
of looks
fact
from the other
ticking
psychopaths.
down. And we will take our break though, as the last sand falls down after spending what seems like forever
Uncomfortable amount of
with
time with this guy.
I love it. I'm glad the party's uncomfortable.
As he's
I'm
also
not that
like
uncomfortable.
he's also drunk a lot at this point in time too, I'm going to mention. But we'll take our break as the hourglass ends its time, and we will be ready. So if you need a snack, drink, bathroom break, anything like that, go ahead and take those, and we'll be back in a little bit. I'm probably not gonna have ice cream tonight.
I'll have something like right now. It's...
What is that?
What? Yeah,
you're
what?
showing up?
Oh,
Wow. Oh, lychee.
nice.
Someone's
Lychee
getting a good
gels.
snack. Yeah, someone's getting some. Oh, the gels. Yeah. Okay. Welcome back, as Joe's enjoying lychee gels.
Things are good.
some people- Yes.
Yes, they are.
I've grown to like lychee more and more over the age, even though it was like the original thing of like, this is just kind of weird and different, and I don't know about it, and the
Love
more you have
lychee.
it, you're like, it's like, okay.
One of those things you really have to have more than once to
Yeah.
form an opinion on.
Just side note, Joe and I had a friend who did that, who tried lychee. He's like, I don't know if I like this or not. It was the first time trying it. It was pretty hilarious.
Tastes like one or two.
You're still like, I
Yeah.
still don't know if I like this or
You
not.
tried it. You tried it 10 times. I think you like it.
It's like, you like it, but do you really? Anyway, so
You like it enough.
as
to
the
have it.
hourglass wears out, getting back to the actual game.
Oh,
center
looks
here.
like your time is out, sir. So you gotta leave our table. Now.
Yeah.
Ooh, ding fries are done.
As your dragon friend is chatting with you.
Friend is a
and that-
strong word.
Associate who speaks a lot.
I'm a dragon friend.
Pest.
Yes.
We have doubled our dragon friends today.
Mhm.
Sorry, there's really only room for one dragon in this group.
Sorry, Ada.
Look, you can't call me a racist. I have dragon friends.
Yeah, Ada's one of the good ones.
Wow! Jeez. That is, okay. Anyway. So, walking in the door will
Another
be...
dragon?
No.
There's a second crypt dragon.
Is it this one's wife who's gonna come and yell at him for hanging out at the bar all night?
Truly,
long?
we have entered a sitcom.
There you go, hanging out at the bar again. You know I need you back home, hon.
Oh no.
You know we're expecting kids to emerge from the gravestones.
Right,
We need you to help raise them.
He also has abandonment issues.
We need you to help raise them so they can come out of the ground fully.
Planar dragons are weird.
So I'm assuming it's not another dragon. So please describe what actually enters.
Yes, thank you. A strange figure will enter. A very almost ghost-like figure, a spectral figure, who seems to be in a very strange outfit that none of you really have seen before. The figure is, even though kind of strangely spectral, semi-corporeal, is very well detailed with a very defined chin.
Is it a samurai?
Samurai?
Defined chin in strange armor?
No, strange outfit, I
Is
said.
your Dark Souls
Oh.
character, Lightning?
Yeah. Kind of very like flowing, kind of robed kind of clothes, and very simple. It looks like they have like this kind of like a very very goateed. It looks like, even though it's a spectral goatee, of course.
Oh,
It's a ghost. Yeah, it's a ghost goatee.
spectral goatee.
A ghost tea, if you will.
I
I
pity the
think I've had a
ghost
drink
Steve.
like that before. It wasn't very good. It just went right through you.
He'll walk over to your table, kind of put his arms together and be like,
We're really popular today.
"You've waited."
Mm-hmm. Hello.
It seems as though you have found yourself.
I
Please
lost
feel free to
myself.
steer a chair from one of these other places. And
I
have some-
require no chairs.
have some horrible bloodline.
I thought it tasted quite nice.
I never drink. Why?
Well, it seems like you have some business to attend to. I'm just going to... He swigs down another glass. He kind of like,
I think-
picks himself up and starts kind of like
Bye, Mr.
walking
Dragon.
off, kind of be like, I will have to catch up sometime. I'll have to stop by Varisian. Where did you say exactly in Varisian you came from?
There's a horrible dead
Korvosa.
tomb
Great! I'll just stop by Korvosa and find you. I'm sure there can't be that many people that I can talk to about finding you.
It's lovely this time of year.
It's full of horrible oppression.
He'll kind of shrug his shoulders at that one and just... He's like... But he definitely is just giving, like, eyeing up the person that showed up, and, like, he's leaving the chair there, and he's like, well, so long, alright.
Well, that was a fun encounter. Who are you, new person that doesn't sit?
I have no requirements to sit.
That wasn't my question.
Well, shall we get on with it?
I'm asked to accompany.
Okay, I guess show us way.
Yes.
Lead the way.
We must travel over a different road than we were taking. The associate of mine is asked to accompany me to the graveyard of souls. Once there, you must let us know. What you wish next. I can call upon those that sent you. Or you can seek a different path. Think which is correct. Or follow me.
I'll get up and I'll follow.
Alright, more walking. Really should, have like bone cart services or something.
Bone horse rentals.
Yeah, yeah.
I find
You know,
walking to be quite
carriage out of
refreshing.
bone.
You might
Bone
get
meals.
you might get more tourists if you upped your traveling convenience.
Yeah, bone tours. Tour the Boneyard. Everyone's dead here.
Come to the Boneyard and get boned.
Probably not that.
There are many reasons to travel, walk the roads. Certainly speaking, there are interesting places to find and see. I'm sure this is an interesting place to all of you.
It's a place.
It's a new experience.
I would agree. There are plenty of new experiences to have.
It feels like home in a weird way for me.
And interesting things. Oh. I, for one, have not ever sought. And then, here I find myself. And you find yourselves. He's actually going to be leading you along, and it seems as though, like, you feel like the road you were on, you've left it, and you're on some other kind of path as you walk behind it. The path is smaller, more condensed, the mists are closer, but you feel as though you are on something as you walk behind this person.
Is it a bone road?
No. In fact, the road appears the same to all of you. A simple dirt path that you seem to be trotting on.
Well, they've changed the road on us.
The road appears as it needs to for those that walk upon it.
So
My
it's your
road?
road?
Yes and no. Plenty walk upon my road. I think all of you, in a way, walk upon the road. If there. He'll kind of stop when he says that. It is seen what you are doing. As he kind of turns. Understand that. An action can be great. You do have a choice on who you can talk to and who you can ask. I will not push you in a direction. It's not my place. I'm a mere echo.
I think that's directed at you.
Oh, yes, I'm pretty sure it is. There is someone I would like to say goodbye to.
That sort of permission is not for me to give.
Yes, I assumed as much.
And I'm doing merely a favor.
Just kind of roll I can make for what this man is.
Yes. A religion would probably be the most appropriate, I think.
Yeah, I can technically roll it. You probably have better.
A history could also be rolled, though, too, because there's something unusual about it.
23's not bad. That's a 21, actually.
Man, do I roll religion or history?
theoretically, you could roll both for different reasons.
I'm gonna roll religion.
Okay.
25, that's okay.
If you want to, you could still roll history too. So you
I
can
mean,
roll
yeah, I
both
was just
history.
thinking.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we're not very sure about who this being is in relation to Aasimar. You can search your knowledge and you cannot recall, but there are, a number of unique beings and demigods and things like that that work under the Boneyard. So certainly you remembered Bazarak,
Mm-hmm.
one of the demigods which serves for
Apparently he's
Aasimar.
mean.
He doesn't like people fucking with his robes. It's
Yeah,
his job.
he's PennDOT.
Yeah, But it takes you a little bit with thinking about the history. You do recognize the style of cloth he wears, the style of outfit. It's one that's only depicted currently in old books and artwork. It is Aslantean design.
Oh, shit.
He is ancient and dead.
He's old.
That's ageist.
You're an old man.
I mean, I'm pretty old too, technically.
Mhm.
You're like old young for your race, I think,
No, I'm
right?
young for my race, yes, but I'm older than. Like,
In the context of this party,
yeah, I think I'm older
you
than.
have
the entire
outlived
party.
most of the lifespan and are probably the oldest person here.
He's very likely.
Ivona is 23.
Yeah, I have a lot of numbers before 20.
Yeah,
I will-
I'm in my 20s.
I will say nothing as to not upset the dude potentially, but there's kind of that look of like a squint, like kind of looking him over and like, ah.
If you're looking closely, he'll kind of turn, like, to you for a second, and I will allow a secondary knowledge religion check. This one for a different reason than the one before.
I'll give him a thumbs up.
29.
Okay.
Should I have a DC 30?
I mean, I can help you with this. With my thumbs up, I help.
Yeah, very helpful thumbs up.
It's still eluding you a little bit, but you swear something about his face appears somewhere in a religious text, somewhere you see, and when you're studying. There's something odd about it now, seeing him here in this form, but it's not the same as. But you swear you've seen it somewhere. AKA, you don't have enough to see it, but you have enough to know that you could probably reference this if you have some studying. You might be able to find it.
Put that in my back pocket.
Pull out my phone and take a picture of his face.
Yeah.
What is phone?
He'll lead you for a small while later until the mists will kind of cool away a little bit, and it'll still be there on the kind of edges of everything. But you will find yourself no longer upon a road, but walking amidst countless tombs and mausoleums.
Oh, hey, there's an upgrade. We love tombs here.
This is where those that have no place to go reside.
We don't like tombs here.
I do not understand why. The interned dead remain here, a sign of each one who rests, perhaps seeking a way to become one with all that is and ever is.
I don't know, maybe it's an angel thing.
When you pass, your soul has been claimed by one you serve. He'll look to Ada and Khandes. As of now, your souls are claimed by the place your ancestors would rest.
Makes sense.
The realms they would go to, and their connections. And yours, well, to be debated, but I believe Our Lady will see service of your spirit.
Oh, you gotta talk to that dragon guy more.
Are you okay today?
I'm perfectly fine. In the sense that I've plane shifted us to the place of the dead and we're just walking around. You know.
There is no end to the
Wait, so who did he address the last one about my lady will?
To Ivona, I
Ivona.
assume.
Yeah.
Oh, Ivona, okay.
Those that would rest here find themselves in between all things, perhaps with a lack of belief, a lack of connection, and must still be judged, still be kept, until they become one. What is next? I would leave you alone.
I don't think you're allowed to.
I think it would not be safe to do. So, from here you have a choice. Without a God, you will never find your way beyond here. To the courts. The Grand Palace. But that might not be your place of end. You have a choice.
You
Who
get one choice or
do you
two?
wish to speak to? Well, I can't guarantee that the person you will speak to and address you will allow you to speak to anyone else. Perhaps you will have a chance to speak to me, but I cannot say. We're at the edge, the true edge, of Our Lady's domain. My lady's domain.
The one I would speak to is named Adrian Cosmo. Confused.
Interesting.
Just pull out ye old dead sending stone.
Let's call him up real fast.
Yeah. I was gonna say undead sending one, but they're not.
Well, he's
undead.
not undead. He's very
He's just
much.
regular
He's
dead.
actually dead. He was stabbed in an alleyway.
That's rough, buddy.
Very interesting. A name I both expected and did not from your call. Still, I will wait. You do wish to speak with them since they've asked for you. I guess so.
They're just gonna show up here and we just wait?
But you'll hear a voice from behind you as a young girl with perfectly kind of white hair and gray skin will kind of be standing there. A young human girl, probably maybe aged 10, 11, in a kind of flowing kind of black gown.
I know what this is. Spooky girl.
Is this the key? Gatekeeper?
Spookum's girl.
You
The
could
key master?
roll.
Master.
No,
I'll
it's
give
the
you a
gatekeeper.
bonus because you know something, you've heard something before, but roll a religion
Alright.
check, I think it would
You
be.
want to help with that? I automatically
To
succeed.
35.
Okay. So you think, because of the way that things are being addressed, this is probably Atropos, who has already shown up as you've asked for her. Because there is a thought that sometimes she appears in the guise of a young female girl within her mother's corpse.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh no.
You have some ideas about her true form, but you also know that she is the last sister, the youngest of Pharasma's daughters, and the judge of judges.
Yep, makes sense.
Who's basically second to none in basically arbitration to Pharasma. And, because you have 35, you have heard the rumors that when the next incarnation of reality occurs, is thought that she will be the successor to Pharasma and be the Pharasma of that new reality.
What is this about realities?
Perfectly normal stuff.
You know, when the universe basically has the destruction of it and a new one forms, basically, Pharasma is the only thing that remains in a way.
When they make 3rd edition Pathfinder.
Basically, the idea is that Pharasma was the youngest of whatever version of her mother that existed in the old reality, and when basically Pharasma is the deity that exists at all times. It's one of the few
the universe is constant.
Primal deities, the primal deities, because it's the constant. It's death, and whatever form it takes tends to be whatever it is. So she'll take a different form for whatever new universe, when eventually this one is destroyed in who knows how long,
They released that Lich guy finally.
I don't think you can destroy the universe.
He can't. Look, Starfinder hasn't destroyed the universe yet, so you're not getting there yet.
He'll just be a villain in Starfinder.
Yeah, so this is
He'll
like
just
far after Starfinder then.
He'll just get a
This
spaceship.
is like the heat death of the universe kind of thing, when a new universe is formed kind of stuff, idea kind of thing,
Makes sense to me.
Just, casual million, billion, trillion years or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
She'll
basically
still be
nothing to a god,
Trillion?
right?
Wow.
Anyway,
Yeah.
who sent you to me? You've spouted my name a few times, it seems.
I will explain what happened. Because I don't fully remember, because it was a bit ago.
Oh,
Okay.
so you had a weird dream on a hill.
Sorry, I was gonna say something, and all of a sudden, the corner of your eye, you see something, and the detail of Atropos is, her worshippers, the chronically ill insomniacs.
Yeah. That checks.
Insomniacs.
Yep,
Because she
insomniacs.
gives them cursed tuning forks to keep them awake.
Oh, freaking cursed tuning fork. Stop that. Bad deity.
All the cursed tuning forks.
Yeah, specifically just for Zardris, actually.
I'm gonna purge the world of all tuning forks.
She has one minion that just creates them for you.
Well, so, alright, I understand why you have been sent to me. You must now ask, what is it that you truly seek to be here? And be smart about your answers. I am not necessarily as patient as the one that sent you.
Don't sass this deity. Got it.
Yeah. You're gonna get smited if you do.
Hey, I have a cool goddess who'd probably be
Getting
pretty
nuked.
pissed off about that.
Ivona will kind of sit and think for a moment. What I want is absolution for the things I've done, and for what I am, and for what I will do to save my people.
You worry for certain things. Certainly speaking, you carry a strange blood. I will not admit it is a It stands out. I guess that's the nicest way to say it. Certainly every psychopomp in miles and miles away has noticed your existence. You both stink of life and of undeath. And a little bit of death, too. But that's for other reasons.
I'm glad they're not mentioning me.
I mean, you stand out like a sore thumb, too. The only two that don't are those two, pointing to Ada and,
We're just like
You're just two normal people.
Yeah. What I find the funny thing here is that normally we're the ones who stand out.
Yeah.
Although less so now that Zardris has wings, but
I mean, they're usually under a cloak, but it's not like they're like super hidden.
I mean,
You
I
wish
can
for-
enlarge myself if it helps.
you wish for some kind of absolution by your actions. I cannot give you that sort of thing. Certainly you are in service to your mistress. And
Only-
your actions have been well so far.
There's only one person who could.
I can see that you wish to see the dead. You wish for forgiveness. Yes.
I'll nod. Only if given permission.
The soul that has been judged has been sent upon its way. Wars may not connect the same way, and the afterlife you seek is not always so easy to understand. Each plane is their own, each way of doing things.
I got the wrong plane. We need a different tuning fork.
Oh no, we're forked.
To call forth someone against the River of Souls is not impossible. That must be done with great reason. You act now, and do something quite grand. Your purge of Scarwall is a very important thing. It is a bastion of undead upon Belkazar, a light upon the land.
Yeah, I plan on dealing with that. This is like a side trip.
Part of me would like to offer a reward, but it was a difficult journey for you to be here, and it seems as though a sister of mine has taken interest in you. Even enough to call upon a cursed echo. If I assist you in this, I will need a pledge from you.
Of what kind?
Well, you must end Scar. Clear it to its last. Place free of death.
That is my intention, or I will die doing it.
Well, let's hope not.
Rewarding someone and them failing is not something that normally is done also. So, there must be stipulations if you fail. The stipulation on that will be You will serve me, not my mother. I can find use.
Just thinking about the cursed tuning forks again.
One will have to think for a moment. Deal.
All right. We must talk again once you are done. There still is a little which must be taken care of before the deal is truly. And I cannot leave you alone. Your associates cannot accompany you either. But I'm sure I'm not one that will ensure. So,
Do you have like a tiny psychocomp? Like a little raven-sized one? Like they sit on the shoulder?
I can give you an opportunity of choice. I would allow one of them to shoot you. Or, pointed spectral figure, he can. If it's one of them, they will be bound. Should something happen. Should you try something. You are already doing something that is anathema to death. Simply speaking of an echo of death, raising your head, those are things that fit within the realm. But you wish to converse with a spirit without disturbing. That is a challenge.
I don't kind of look to you all.
Don't do anything I would do.
So what would
Okay,
so
you can
we're
take a
bound-
ghost with you, or one of you can basically make sure Ivona doesn't do anything stupid.
What do you mean by like doesn't do anything stupid? That's what I'm confused about.
You know,
Well,
run away and try and
Run away with a
soul.
ghost soul or something? Because, like, it's one thing to try to resurrect. It usually requires a great deal of physical sacrifice from the world. It might be just so easy to grab, and they don't necessarily trust that emotions wouldn't overtake a mortal. So,
Oh.
you know, you would basically be on the line if something went wrong.
So is this so she can see her dead husband?
Yes.
Okay, so it's
I will
basically so
stand
she doesn't.
for-
Yeah, so it's basically so she doesn't like run away with steal the soul and do something. Got it.
No soul stealing.
You know, soul theft. That's for a different adventure.
Yeah, that's when you break into the tomb of the necrodancer.
That's when we go and break out.
Necrodancer?
Let's not go there.
That's a good video game. What do you mean?
Sounded like she said Necrodancer.
It is a
I
video
did.
game. It is
It's a
not
great. That's a great video game.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's the first thing came to mind. I couldn't think of anything else better.
Dance
There's
with those dead
weird.
people.
There's a weird Zelda version of it.
There is.
I'll stand for.
What are you going to accompany? To stop any misdoings? That's the question. I think we're all willing.
I'm sorry. What did you say? I spaced
I-
out momentarily.
I said I think we're all willing to stop you from
I-
doing something dumb.
Yeah,
I'd leave
I
it up
trust
to you.
Ivona enough. There's no true risk, so I would be willing to go too.
Well, one of you will need to decide.
Or you could take the ghost guy. He seems pretty cool.
I don't know if I want to bother him. He
I
seems
don't know.
important.
Well,
I'd rather do something than sit around twiddling my thumbs.
there you go. Take Khandes with you then.
All right, I guess
Yeah,
it's
here
been
with the ghost
decided.
guy.
You will notice that when you mention he seems important, he will ghostly kind of make like a chuckle kind of thing for a second, in response.
Seems important to his 0 followers.
His goatee is so important.
Hey, if you had a goatee, you'd think it was important.
I mean, when you're done the session, towards the end of the session, I will reveal because you can look it up the information about to a degree,
Blanche's goatee ghost guy.
yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I know who this is as a player.
I don't. I don't really care.
It's a mysterious figure that showed up approximately 100 years ago in the service that is known as you don't know the Echo of Divinity.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was alive when that happened.
Yeah. Not gonna lie. He mysteriously looks like this being that passed away. He serves for Aasimar. No one knows why. It's kind of weird, Maybe it's
Train.
Pretty
echo of someone that passed away. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Anyway,
real weird.
Just make sure Ivona doesn't do anything stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No stealing ghosts.
Or other things, I guess.
All right.
We should have brought the dragon guy with us.
Why?
Because he's fun to talk to.
He's the busy man.
I'm sure he can take, an hour out of his...
He's got to go find that lich.
Nah.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. He technically fails partially here, but that's besides the point.
He got too drunk.
He hung out with a bunch of weirdos that just randomly showed up in the Boneyard.
Damn it! Oh,
He distracted him from his important mission.
man. Yeah.
I knew I was supposed to be doing something. Ah, crap.
Anyway. Okay. So, Khandes, you will accompany Ivona as she will be directed to a mausoleum that you can walk into, and it will be a staircase down within the mausoleum, down into a underground chamber.
Man cave.
The child will accompany you down there, and then kind of hold out her hands as a kind of strange purple and white energy will kind of burst forth from the ground that almost seems like water kind of flowing. And she'll kind of take a step back and then kind of turn towards you and say, "Call to the river."
I
The answer.
will sort of clutch the 2 wedding rings that she wears as a necklace and hold her hand out.
She'll hold up her hand and say, "Allow me to leave first. It's not my place to interrupt you.
I wait
We'll
to
talk
please.
once you're done." She'll turn towards you, Khandes. Khandes,
Yes.
you will come get me when she's done.
No problem.
You never told her your name, I will note also.
That's fine.
Uh-huh.
It's like a god. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, they probably have records of all the living, so...
This is a
That
bureaucratic
is-
nightmare.
Actual
Steal
thing.
those records.
Yeah, it's a
There is a place called the Catalog of Last Days. Which,
They know exactly when you're gonna die.
Mhm.
I would steal that and eat it.
What?
Could go eat the catalog.
Don't eat that. They need it.
No, I'm
It's-
a mystery.
I've
They
eaten the
need that
records
for
of the.
their job.
I will never die now.
I've eaten the records of the dead.
Specifically me.
Actually, it's great. Now you're gonna die quicker.
Yeah.
No, because there's
Yes.
no record of when I die.
So they
Therefore,
just
I'm
assume
immortal.
it's now and they kill
Yeah,
No, I'm
they just-
immortal because it's bureaucracy. They can't just assume. They have to find the documentation.
Oh,
It's
no,
on.
they can assume.
No, you can't assume with bureaucracy.
Look, it's true neutral bureaucracy, which means that they don't care half the time, so they'll just kill you.
Yeah, it's not Abadar we're dealing with.
It's like
Yeah,
eventually you're going to die.
Or
If it's
Mechanicus,
sooner than later,
Mechanicus or whatever.
Yeah.
Mechanist, yeah.
Okay, we're not dealing with Modron.
It is, again, it's true neutral or bureaucracy.
Neutral democracy? This is not that good.
Never trust the neutrals.
Well, a liquid rat democracy. That's a
Man,
side game. That's a game on
that's
Mondays.
a thing I don't want to talk about. The thing disgusts me, honestly.
Anyway, call your dead husband's name or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah. She'll clutch the 2 wedding rings she wears and hold her hand out.
It will be a few moments that will pass, seemingly that feel forever, before a figure will begin to coalesce out
It's your
of
dad
the.
again.
Yeah, it's just my
material.
dad's here. Fucking,
And
he's back. Why do you keep calling me daughter?
I'm on my way. What do you want?
Ivona?
A nod. Hello.
Have I
Then-
dreamed of you?
No.
My God.
Yes,
Yes.
God, this is a fucking
Honestly.
background.
I'm beginning to remember the dream. You've spoken since I passed. Yes. Why have you called me again?
She will kind of sort of stutter a little bit.
I put a
Yes,
hand on your shoulder.
I
to steady
needed
you.
to see you one more time, so I could say goodbye.
I'm sorry. I didn't give you that opportunity.
It's not your fault.
No. It really is.
I was
Bravery and justice. The things I believe in. Doing what is right. Helping people. Saving people. But I left you. I should not have.
It's okay. You did it for the right reasons.
Even so, I should not have left. Perhaps I should have fought harder.
She'll kind of give a deep sigh. I've done a lot of terrible things since you passed and were taken from me. Things I was doing in your name to avenge you. And I'm sorry for that.
Kind of shake his head. No. I hurt you. You've lashed out. You must forget. Or move on in some way. I cannot bind you to this place, to death. If I do that, you can't live anymore. And you're right. I died for the right reasons. Even with my regrets that I left. It still wasn't a bad death. Not without meaning. Maybe anger can't be your meaning. Maybe you need different name. Perhaps justice? Perhaps love itself? You have someone. He kind of looked towards Khandes.
He has helped me through a lot. He's saved my life multiple times, actually.
You've done the same for me.
Then you have found people who can keep you high, hold you up. I cannot ask you to be me, but maybe I can be a lesson for you to be better, to learn from what you see maybe as mistakes, and anger, and hatred. I would not ask you to hate. I would not ask you to embrace anger. I could only hope your vengeance is also justice. I may rest better.
It did, I think, bring peace to a number of people, the things I had done in your name. But I face a different battle now, and I'm afraid of the things I will do to win that one.
As long as you keep your soul, I think you will be fine. And I can see you found great friends. People that can stand by you, who can help you keep that.
Thank
We'll
you.
keep an eye on it.
I do not know if or when you may meet again. Is perhaps different destinies. We may never see each other. Even so, I would hope that you would keep me in mind, but not lock me in your heart. I would wish that the remembrance of me would be for the best, the good times, the happy times, and that those times can happen again. It's not you. Even if it's not another as close as I was. Maybe just good people, your mother, your friends, our city, our home.
You can see she stops herself from reaching her hand out. I will try. I'll try my best.
I think our time is growing short. I can feel waves of the river washing against me. I do not know where I've been sent to rest. Or maybe I do, and I cannot remember. Nice. Everything is very fun. It's like it's true. But I can almost feel the truth.
I hope you find peace there, wherever it is you're going.
O Judge of the Dead, I ask you something. Before I go, I wish to give my love a gift. Something to allow me to be remembered, but not corrupt my memory. I've felt the touch before of his light. Can I reach out deeper? Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. And he's gonna kind of grip his hand a little bit. Even if our fates beyond life, beyond death, will not meet again, even if there will be more love that you will find in your heart, please remember, a foolish man who once loved you, he would see you find happiness again. As the kind of like churning energy waves will kind of begin to kind of like consume as he'll sink down, and he'll kind of throw out something. And this little ball of energy will kind of float over and hit your wedding ring as it will begin to glow. As it'll kind of disappear into the waves, and the dark mausoleum will be silent again.
You'll kind of
You, Khandes, and a glowing ring.
kind of look at the ring in silence.
I'm gonna put my arm around you, Ivona.
I think she would lean in for a hug.
I know that was difficult. I had the same similar discussion with my brother. But we have to think about it this way. They are at peace now. No more harm can come to them.
I know. Thank you for helping.
Of course.
Would have been easier to let me do this alone, or with someone else.
I knew what you were facing. I will go seek the goddess.
Thank you.
Take a moment.
Atropos will be standing, just kind of facing the entryway, kind of arms crossed, like kind of waiting.
Creepy ass
where the
ghost
sun-
child.
Yeah. Look, this is better than her other form, which is
It's a weird bird monster.
a weird bird monster that's the size of a wolf with a silver
Yeah,
mask and a
it's like-
peacock
Hell
tail.
yeah!
I
Bring
mean-
on the weird bird monster.
And on the tail of the peacock is an eye for every soul she's judged.
Yeah.
So it's like
Nice.
countless eyes
So
on it.
weird.
It is very unusual.
It's weird that they've never drawn art of this character, I think.
It's very difficult to draw out of this character. Just keep her the little girl. Anyway. Alright, she will come down then and be like, so very interesting. Well, I hope you're happy, because your dead has given you a pardon. You should use that wisely.
And a nod.
She's kind of like look at it, and her eyes will kind of glow like a little bit of like, you'll see her eyes kind of be almost like gold and kind of glow almost a little bit. An interesting little trick to assist you. I would wear that if I were you.
Okay. Kind of like recompose herself. I will.
I don't think you'll have to worry about your friend anymore and their magic. If you wear that.
Don't invalidate my freaking selective channel feat.
Select channel's still helpful.
I know.
Yeah, when we have to fight some dudes.
And I
There
don't
will be
wanna
dudes
heal
to
them.
fight. Yes, there will be dudes to fight.
I'll just heal all the enemy dudes and not the party.
You know what? I respect it.
They're looking pretty beat up. I think I should heal them. We're doing too good in this combat.
We're doing too good.
Sometimes we need
Sometimes
that.
I wouldn't mind that.
We need to be humbled a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Not
I feel like I
humble.
didn't get a chance to do anything.
So it's just like to have a
It's
wizard
like-
in the party, you know?
It's the roll of the dice for that one there. Anyway.
It's my job to kill everything.
So, there's one final thing for me to do while you're here. It seems as though our deal is in place. You must either clear out Scar, or if you die trying, your spirit will be mine. I can bind it enough that that place will not capture you, should you pass it there. A little bit of a trick that I can do while you're present with me. I don't think I can give it to the rest of your friends. I'm sorry, but
Just pulls out a straw and slurps on your arm for a second.
you are already drawn to this place.
Honestly, that's a pretty good deal.
I
Your soul
am
doesn't have to be trapped forever.
aware of
Hopefully I'm not
my
gonna die.
uniqueness.
I know, but
Oops, all death.
You will be meeting with one that is dead, who gave you this blood. What were you seeking from them?
Advice. Well, before this, power, but frankly, the idea of that no longer interests me and disgusts me.
It's good. It means you have some hope to tolerate. Well, a great hero such as yourself doing such a great task. Well, you might call for something else. Your celestial friend is already on some form of holier-than-thou quest. Would you like one too? It's not so cut and dry.
Wow. Rude. My quest is amazing.
Yeah, she keeps talking about like blowing up my dad.
Your dad's an evil vampire. I'm sorry.
He's like the least neutral.
He's a neutral vampire, thank you very much,
He's an
baby.
evil vampire.
Evil
Sure.
vampires need love too.
No, they
I
need to
can-
be exploded with magic.
Perhaps it'll give me something to do when I'm done saving my city.
You don't want to go on a
It
cool
won't be so-
celestial adventure?
Quote, it won't be so quick. You see, certainly we've already made a deal for a reward you can get, but a great task for a great hero and a great servant of the Lady of Graves will mean something. So,
Is this still just Khandes
Khandes is there.
and
yeah,
Yeah.
well, she walked downstairs, so the two of you are outside.
We're just hanging out
Yeah.
with a ghost or something.
Yeah, there's just
Yeah.
a ghost who may or may not be the appearance of some Aslanti deity man.
Yes. He, in fact, does look exactly like an Aslanti deity.
Weird.
I
That's
know.
strange.
I mean,
I'm
you
annoying
know,
him with random
expe-
questions.
I mean, he is also actually known as the Echo of Divinity, so I mean, it does scream something weird there.
Just ask him dragon-related questions. He's not.
Yeah, so how do you know that dragon?
We work together. We're co-workers.
Oh yeah, how does that work? He's like just born from skulls or something?
I wouldn't know. It's kind of weird. I mean, I heard there's tales of some beings
Oh,
that were
no.
born on an island in your realm that were once dogs and all of a sudden started walking upright.
Really? That's,
Wait, is that a thing?
I think it's racist to say that. I don't think
are
you
they
can
like
say
werewolves
that.
now or something? Or
Well, they apparently were connected with some divinity and were granted sentience, just like the rest of you.
yes, I very much know the whole celestial aspect. It's kind of annoying sometimes.
And you'll chat for a while, not get a lot out of it.
Like God keeps telling me to blow up my friend's dad.
He's an evil undead abomination.
Keep the fork on. Once she like stops herself for a second. She waves her hand. Keep that. That's now a fork again on you.
Yeah, I got turned into a friggin'
If you would look, it's now back to being a tuning
Okay,
fork.
I put it in my bag.
hourglass. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, it was an hourglass. Now it's back to being a tuning fork. Keep that on you. Once you are done in Scar, before you have your long journey back, pull that out. That's all for now. We will get back to the rest later on. But know that if you do make that choice, you may find a power that will be appropriate for you in your new direction and may assist you with your goal. But it may be a difficult one, because you will certainly, well, go into more direct service.
Let me see.
That is a choice of mortality for you. I think that was offered to your little friend. She hasn't spoken about it.
Oh,
We-
frickin' tattletale.
She doesn't speak much of her nature. I don't speak much of mine. We've reached
Well-
an accord on that.
Then I apologize I said anything. But when you see much things, you know many things. You have to be ready to judge and know everything that happens. Your soul can hide nothing. Alright. Well, you have a way home, or do I have to arrange
We
something
can
for it?
get home fine.
Oh, good. Just let what's his face know. All right.
What? His
Um,
face.
Before you go,
Yes.
one, thank you for letting my friend get their solace. I have 2 questions to ask that maybe you can answer. One, do you know if my brother made it safely to where he belongs?
Yes.
Thank
But
you.
his judgment was long and hard. It was only recently a true decision was made.
That brings me peace of mind.
Well,
Other last question, and then I will leave you be. Do you know my dragon friend?
Yes.
They have a brother. Has their soul passed through here?
that is an easy answer. No.
Thank you.
It's actually good to know.
Yeah, I saw him last Tuesday.
Well, that means
Floated
most
right on
likely
by.
they're still alive, so there's some hope for you.
Yep.
Perhaps we will all meet again once. Well,
That's probably more like, we will all meet again one.
perhaps I will
Meet you
meet
outside.
you and your other friends when it's time for judgment. Well, I guess only you and your dragon friend. Different judgments for the rest. Well, some of the others then.
May it be many
Alright.
years from now.
She'll kind of give like a shrug and like
Yeah.
just walk into the wall and disappear from existence.
Pulls out a piece of paper. Ooh, puts it away.
Oh shit! I shouldn't have said anything. Anyway, bye.
Ooh, I'm not saying anything.
So that freaking pixie with the glass B.
Alright.
Bad.
Well, now the two of you are alone in a mausoleum. As you kind of like look around, Khandes, you're beginning to see that like hanging around here. You're getting those like weird echoes of the dead that are seemingly like kind of like getting up now from like their places in the mausoleum to kind of like hang around you.
I think
Alright.
that is our cue to head
Yes,
back to
I'd
our friends.
very much like to leave this place and not come back until I've finished what I need to do.
Agreed.
Yeah, when she comes back up the stairs, she's wearing a wedding ring.
And
You missed all the fun dragon chatting.
Oh, thank the gods.
Ada, I kind of put an
Thank
arm on you
Varasman.
for a second and lean in.
Uh-huh.
Your brother's soul has not passed through here. There is still hope.
Huh. I'm glad you thought to ask. I hadn't. But that's very good news.
Mine, although apparently a difficult time, has. So he is at rest now.
That's good.
Hey, random question, Mr. Ghost Guy. Are
Mm.
you like a physical thing that I could touch?
Are you gonna poke a ghost?
No.
Are you flirting with him?
No, I'm not flirting with him.
I believe your beings cannot directly influence mine the same way. But I can't say for sure. If you wish to experiment, I will not stop you.
I know, because I was thinking of the holding hands requirement of plane shift, which would take you away from your job. It was just a random thought I had.
Would you require me to travel with you? Traveling like that is merely a formality for myself. I could visit your realm if I need to.
We
My
don't
mission
need any more tag-alongs. I believe we have
we
too
don't need
many already.
We don't need this cool ghost guy to help us with our Scar Wall issue?
No.
What
Do
about
not
the
think that
dragon
is-
guy?
No.
I feel like that place would not have a good effect on him.
Yes.
That's why I suggested the dragon guy instead.
I already
He
have
seemed-
Unfortunately, I believe
two
that if I
unwanted
would
clerics.
directly intervene, it may cause eyes to come upon that place in the ruins, even if I am serving in Aasim's name.
Don't,
We
don't
must
worry
be-
about it.
We must be the ones to clear it.
Yes.
Traditionally, unless there's extenuating circumstances, mortals must deal with mortal problems.
I'm gonna like consecrate the crap out of that place. It might take a while.
Good luck.
I'll settle for destroying every undead in it.
We'll do that first.
No, consecrate before we destroy the undead.
No. We do that after. Because it's not gonna last very long. Anyway, where's that our home fork?
I hand you the home fork.
Alright, everyone hold hands. I'm gonna cast a
Oh, are you
spell.
sure this one's not cursed?
It
Is it
hasn't
vibrated?
vibrated and given me horrible nightmares yet, so...
Well, you haven't been alone with it, have you?
I'll kind
No,
of
I
like.
haven't.
Ivona will kind of like, ooh, give it to you.
Would you wish for
Unless-
me to assist you?
Perhaps a more accurate journey home would be helpful.
Yeah,
I can ensure you return to where you started, at very least.
great.
That is appreciative.
We don't need to do anything else while we're here in the cool bone land.
I will have to return when we're done.
Okay,
Part of the agreement, okay.
that's fun. Hey, maybe I'll be more accurate next time.
It's a fork again, by the way.
Oh,
Would you like to
good.
hold on to it?
No, you can keep it. You can give it to me next time.
For whatever reason now, it like looks like it's a tuning fork, but it's like the handle looks like it's almost like made of bone and has like a little like skull carving at the
no,
end.
It really is cursed now.
Well, if you misbehave, I'll poke you with it.
It's upgraded. Now it's worth 300 gold.
Yeah,
It
it's
better
cu-
not
it's
be.
custom.
It might not work now. It's over the gold value. Anyway, let's just play shit. We're out of here.
Once again, you'll hold hands. The fork itself will once again kind of go in the center, do its kind of thing, energy around you, and you'll find yourself whisked away, floating through essence. But it is kind of like, it starts out like normal. There's also this kind of like lurching shift, like almost like gears shift for a moment, and you'll find yourself back exactly where you started.
Sorry, I'm still learning how to drive a manual.
You know what I did think to ask while we were there?
Mhm.
How'd the deck act in that place?
The deck's not really a ghost.
It didn't do anything. It didn't react at all.
Okay.
I'll just tell you, it couldn't manifest there.
Ah.
Because it's not really a ghost,
I know
but
it's
it's
not
like,
really a ghost, but it's like
yeah,
still
it is.
powered by a soul.
It is powered by a
Ghost
soul.
powered.
So it was unable to manifest properly there. But it does feel a lot better now to be back here, and it has been a honestly,
Ooh.
as you kind of pop in, like, kind of like, oh God, I'm forgetting her
I look at my
name.
sundial watch. What time is it?
Oh, back so soon? I thought you would have been gone for hours since you were shifting away.
Maybe time different there.
Or we're
We've
just
only
really
been gone a
fast.
few minutes.
We're
Perfect.
just really
Really?
fast.
We can deal with this horrible
Time
place
doesn't
and-
actually exist there, technically.
Yeah.
Felt
Good, then
like
we've
hours.
wasted no time.
Well, I'm only down 2 spells, so if you want to go into a cool tomb, I'm
Sooner we're
probably fine.
done with this, the better.
So now we need to kill everything.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do
Well,
that.
I'm gonna tell you, technically speaking, breaking the curse murders most of the undead.
That's how it
Instantaneously.
usually works.
Yes. A lot of that stuff is lynched on the power source that exists there. There are probably some things that will remain that you will have to take care of, but most of it will go away.
I have the power of Sunbeam.
Basically, you can like pull the battery out and like you just let it die, kind of thing.
I have the
Anyway.
power of hammer.
It's
The hammer
effective
is
against
awesome.
skeletons.
We'll leave it there, though, because, hey, that was a interesting little adventure into the Boneyard. And yes, it looks like Aaron.
Shout out to my boy Arodin, who died, and then all the problems started.
Yeah,
Really
and
should have
who
brought that dragon back. I think he
and
would've
who
been
may
really
have
good.
like a ghost of his divine power working for Aasimar, because that's just
I'm
weird.
gonna tell you why that dragon would have been very good, because his breath weapon would have healed all the undead.
Yeah, it would have made the dungeon harder and Ada happy.
No one's allowed to be happy in this game. You're playing Pathfinder.
Well, he could just not breathe on them, okay?
I mean,
That's
we're
like-
adventurers. Doesn't that automatically make us not happy and tragic characters?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not happy to be on this adventure, but here I am.
You agreed to it.
I mean,
You know,
I
Zardris
told
was
to help.
definitely not coerced into doing this at all.
I was told to help, and then it expanded into, oh,
Yeah.
hey, now you're a criminal, so you
Zardris was
better
told to
leave."
help and then did an act of treason by accident.
Oh, hey, actually, it would have been helpful. Crypt Dragon. Crypt Dragon's breath weapon deals damage to undead as if it were
Oh,
positive.
it does?
energies.
Neat.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah. So we should
Also,
have brought him.
Now, the
He's
wedding
got better
ring
shit to
basically allows you to heal from both negative and positive energy.
Hey,
I figured.
Yeah.
that makes your job easier.
Yeah,
Now you're
Yeah, I have to-
positively negative.
yeah.
I don't have to
It's
I mean-
basically like that feat you have, except better, because it actually
That
is
feat is
good.
trash.
It is pretty trash.
so bad.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm gonna take my
So-
fire resist ring off. I don't need that anymore.
Are you sure?
I have fire resistant robes.
Oh, okay.
I set you on fire.
I still
Oh.
take 5 damage of that.
why don't we give shout-outs and then end for today? I think it's
Yeah.
like, Joe, anything, shout, talk,
Yarg.
great, sounds fine, sounds fun. Okay, Lightning.
Extra sassy cleric today because we were in a really weird dead place.
Yes, ours gonna be back to normal next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna be indifferent about everything from now on.
In the true neutral place, you were
Yeah.
amplified. Neutrality, it amplifies my powers.
And my powers of sass.
The power of sass compels you.
Power assassin tells you. Mama.
Shout out to Arodin, who died and fucked everything up
Kind of.
like a loser.
Well, no one knows why he died. He was actually supposed to basically become a living god again, instead died.
Dude
Living
died
God-
and created a hurricane in his death that like
Was
covers.
he the chosen one?
Yeah.
He was the deity of humanity, basically.
Oh,
And remember-
oops.
Yeah. So
Good job, buddy.
humans being the most populous species on the planet and the deity of humanity dying really had a really negative effect because there's a lot of the fuckers all over the place.
Yep.
Damn it! I just realized I accidentally did something wrong.
Uh-oh.
It's
Did you
fine.
forget to record?
No, I was recording, but I accidentally hit
Okay.
stop record instead of resume record, so I only have the first part.
You can just pull the
Wow.
last bit off Twitch.
I'll pull the but then I have to edit together. And
Effort.
I'll just
Do
pull the-
editing, loser.
I'll just pull the normal bot then, because it's the same. It's fine. I'll just pull the bot. Anyway, worm. Worm.
You're off.
Oh,
Am I?
Did you shut the stream off?
no.
No,
Oh,
it says
wait.
I'm streaming.
Oh,
That's just
weird.
Yeah.
Twitch.
streaming.
If you have Twitch open for a bit, sometimes it'll do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
now it's
yeah.
fine. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
That it still
Oh,
said. That
No,
is
what's
that
funny
is-
is what's funny is I had been a because I looked over and mine was paused and I'm like, wait, no.
That is just a common Twitch issue.
Yep.
I just made a
I'm
mistake.
Diamond Worm. You can find me on twitch.tv/DiamondWorm or at Diamond Worm on Twitter. When will I stream again? Who knows? It'll probably be a week. It might be a week or two. I might stream Saturday. It depends on what's going on because I'm moving right now. And while I have a stationary place for now, and I plan to move and set up immediately, it's just more other stuff I have to get done. So
Oh, moving's so fun.
Moving's difficult, so you gotta get that done. Yeah. Alright, myself, Captain Dracovin, I'll be doing some Pathfinder related stuff and some more Elden Ring tomorrow, more Elden Ring on Friday, and I'll kind of talk about the weekly schedule. We're getting towards Friday, so we'll check some stuff out next week. Again, just check out all my other stuff, all the tabletop stuff on YouTube. Check me out live if you can. Check out my social media down below. And that's all the stuff. Yeah, so everybody, I hope you had a great time, enjoyed this. It was basically every couple of sessions I'm probably going to kind of put a little bit of things like this. Some of them might be a full session like this one, which was a little bit more in depth. Some of them might be part of the session. They'll probably put in times when they're kind of like the team rests, just to throw a little bit of differences. I have a couple of things that they can get involved with, because of teleportation. So we're not just dungeon crawling.
I'm gonna go back to the Boneyard, and I'm gonna bring that dragon guy back.
Why? He can just come here normally. You already said he was going to.
Well, he doesn't know where we live right now, even though I told him that we're dealing with the dungeon.
He's got dragon stuff
We
to
don't
do.
need more people.
He's busy.
Well, he was pretty awesome.
I enjoyed him.
He's a busy man. He's got his quest he has to go fail. He's talking to
Look, I'm gonna
freaks
tell
at a
you, like,
bar.
age-wise, he's like a 21-year-old dragon, so he's like really up his ass,
I'm more mature than him.
Zardris just gonna like marry this dragon.
But being a planar dragon, they're already like ancient by that time. But he's got that mentality of like 20-year-old. He's
a college frat boy, the dragon.
He's frat boy the dragon. Anyway. Bye everybody. Farewell.
Bye.